Juan Soto's a goner. He's not going to be here long term. And this is an all-in year. The Yankees haven't gone all-in yet. Obviously, we talked about that. Still more moves to make. But I see Juan Soto, and I don't feel the way that I did with other big Yankee acquisitions, whether it's signings, whether it's trades, because I feel in my heart of hearts he's leaving after this year. It's a totally – think of how more enjoyable it would be, how much more enjoyable it would be if he were here knowing that you sign a long-term contract. You've got Soto for the next 6 months. You better enjoy it because I don't think he's going to be here much longer.
I got to tell you, Sal, this is what's wrong with sports. This is what you're a part of the problem. This is what's wrong with sports. Let me get this straight. I'm getting ready to watch, I think inarguably, okay, the best Yankee duo since Gehrig and Ruth. And you want me to hit this thing fast forward 8-9 months down the road and worry about whether or not Juan Soto's staying? I got news.
How do you not?
Well, I'm not at all. By the way, I got news for Juan Soto. You know, the narrative around Juan Soto now, and aside from being a great player, is, well, he's got to see if he likes New York and how New York fits him and how the Yankees fit him. Hey, it's just there's two sides of the coin. We got to make sure that we want to give him $500 or $600 million. So, I understand that the backdrop, the backstory saying, but Alonso, is he staying? Is he going? I'm not worried about that. It is February 20th. The Yanks are going to win 90 games with their eyes shut. They're going to be a guaranteed playoff team. They got a Cy Young, obviously winner, but also candidate again. They got 2 MVP candidates. They got a kid who's 23 who knows how good Volpe's going to be. And you are coming in today telling me to not enjoy the season, to worry about at Juan Soto's possible exit. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, I don't really love going to strip clubs anymore, but like, and there's a reason why. But there's a reason why. It's like a tease, right? For the most part, you go in there, and that's what Soto is. He's like the strip club. You're not marrying him. It's a 1-year deal. The only
it's a hell of a night though until you re-sign him.
Yeah, but all the thought is, Soto and Judge together. Yeah, for 1 year. What good is that?
How do you know he's leaving?
He's a free agent at the end of the year, and all he wants is the most money. The idea of Soto and Judge together is great. It's something we dream of, right? Obviously, Yankee fans, you can't get any better than that combo, as you said. Maybe the greatest combo ever. Who knows? But it's only 1 year. That's a problem. The Yankees have made these moves before, but it's always backed up with either the contract or it starts with a contract extension. You know you're going to be here long term. You trade a guy, you expect him to be here. This is the rare case, BT, where it's not. Juan Soto is going to test free agency, and Juan Soto is going to want the most money. And the way the Yankees have operated, I do not believe they're going to give Juan Soto the most money. So it's not even about where he's going to end up yet, although we could have fun with that throughout the course of the season.
Yep.
It's just about being in a spot as a Yankee fan where you gave up a lot to get him, knowing this is a 1-year deal, knowing that really anything short of a World Series win is going to be a failure.
I process it differently. I truly do. I mean, I'm getting ready. We'll be there opening day, and the home opener, I should say, because they start on the road 7 games, first 4 in Houston. And I'm going to watch an individual stroll up to home plate, and he's one of the best players in baseball. Mm-hmm. And batting right after him every single night is, I think, arguably the best player in baseball. Sal, I understand there's a business aspect to this. There's no guarantee. This is not about me being so brazen where I don't think that there's a chance that he can leave. I understand it's business. Dude, until he gets the extension, there literally is a chance it is a one and done. Understood. But I choose to, and I sincerely mean this, I choose to enjoy this season for what it is. And I remember well, because it was my childhood, Matty Lee and Winfield, and I'm sure before that, Reggie and Munson or Reggie and Nettles, and obviously, several versions of A-Rod, whether it was Teixeira or somebody else, or Bernie and Paul O'Neill. I'm telling you, I'm going to repeat what I said to start the show. This is the greatest, most potent, most explosive, historically amazing duo based on their stats and paper coming into a season the Yankees have had since Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. So I've got, and anybody can challenge me on that. I don't think there's any other option. I am going to the season taking a high road, because if I go to the left, it complicates my world unnecessarily. Right. I can't control what he does in 9 or 10 months when he hits free agency. Enjoy it.
But the reality is he is going to hit free agency.
I understand that, but the reality is he's going to be a Yankee before he hits free agency.
For 1 year. So, all right, so for 1 year.
So if this was flipped, all right, And I don't want to make any.
Out.
Well, why?
Man, what are you talking about? It was the same thing. Met fans were going nuts with Francisco Lindor when they traded for him, saying, "Oh, he's got." Now remember, it was a little different with the Mets because that was the beginning of Cohen's ownership. Met fans were still scarred from the prior ownership, and they were saying, "Oh, Lindor, yeah, they trade this whatever the package for him, and now they're going to worry they're possibly going to lose him in the offseason," which is why Cohen had to overextend before the season to lock up Lindor and put Met fans at ease. Yankee fans may be going into the most enjoyable season that they've had as far as a 1-2 punch goes offensively, but they cannot be at ease until Juan Soto is locked up, because you could sit here and say you're not going down that road, the negative road. The reality is you want to experience what you're going to experience this year long term.
Sure.
And that is not going to happen once Soto tests free agent. It's not guaranteed to happen.
Well, and by the way, Sal, if Juan Soto hits, I'll just throw out some numbers for you here. I don't know, 281 with 31. Say he tries to get a little pull happy, which I don't think he will. A lot of his home runs go the opposite way. But and that's hurt other Yankees. Giambi came here. He had 300 with the A's. And forget about the steroids, but he changed his swing. Teixeira changed his swing a little bit. It happens. You get a lefty in the, even though Teixeira's a switch hitter, you get a lefty in the stadium and you look 314 feet away. How can it not be enticing to try to pull everything, jack everything? And when you do that, your mechanics, they implode. I think Juan Soto is so far and above that because he is a surgeon. His approach is it's next level, okay? So I'm not worried about that. But let's just say he goes 281, 31 home runs, 109 RBIs, an OPS of 890. Good,
right,
but not incredible.
I mean,
well, you know what?
That's monster year, though.
No, but
it's not historic.
It's not historic.
Right.
I mean, so that's not going to be good enough because if that's what he does, he's not getting the $500 or $600 million that he wants. That's why, at least not from us, that I'd be okay with that. That's why I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm not aware of the possibilities, but I'm not worried because if business is handled both by the New York Yankees, who will be one of the best teams in baseball and a playoff lock, book it. And
I'd hope so. I mean, geez.
And Soto and Judge, the absolute most dynamic 1-2 force in baseball, not just this year, in a long time. And then the Yankees adding to it when they need to get the arm to make that World Series push. If all these things happen, I know the Yankees will come with the check to entice him to stay. And I don't know if he's going to sign it, but I do know if he beasts, the Yankees beasts, Aaron Judge beasts, there's the check. He ain't leaving. You see, so I'm not going to worry.
I'm not buying that. I think he's taking the most money. I don't think the Yankees are going to have it. And it's more just about going into this year knowing that it's a 1 year. Yeah,
I'm so pumped.
I get it.
I don't know that I've ever been quite that. I don't want to say never, but it's been a while.
I mean, the reality is it's a 1 year rental.
I understand that, but think about the tantalizing possibilities and the residue and the byproduct from the 1 year rental. Let's
Better
go.
Be a World Series, otherwise to me it's going to be a failure.
I can't wait. And I won't let you deprive me of my joy coming at Old Miserable today. In 10 months, what's going to happen? I don't care.
It's not
I don't care what's going to happen in 10 days.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a different story. Enjoy it, sure.
Oh,
but you really could enjoy it if you knew Juan Soto was going to be a long-term Yankee.
I want him to feel the pressure to earn it because I want to see if what now. And I don't want to get these calls, but yeah, I fundamentally, if the Yankees bestowed the 12-year deal, 576. Okay, I got you.
Then we're all at ease and knowing what we're going to have for the next 10 years.
But what we're not at ease, we don't know if Juan Soto can answer the bell in New York City. So to me, and I believe he will.
They gave Rodon 6 years. We didn't know he can answer the bell, and obviously he couldn't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So now Soto, Rodon. Let's not waste anybody's time comparing the two. But my point is, I would actually, I feel better about Soto going through a pressurized environment. You know, Yankees got to win. Yep. He's got to earn the Let's see what you could do in New York. And then if you do what we think you'll do, we'll give you the $600 million, and there's no way he's going to Queens. I know that's the end game for you. I know that's the end game, buddy.
Took you 10 minutes, but you got there.
But that's part of it. That's part of your motivation. And the other motivation is to take away my baseball joy. Try to strip it away slowly. Not happening.
BT and Sal, the fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Anthony is in Colonia, New Jersey. What's up, Ant?
Oh, first up today. I love it. Sal, listen, I'm a Mets fan, brother. I got you. This is going to be a great show today because you are going to be fighting an uphill battle all day. You are never, ever going to get BT or any other Yankee fan, for that matter, to not be excited about Soto right now.
And I'm not saying you can't be, and you're right, Anthony. I understand that. I'm not saying you can't be, because I would be too, also knowing what's coming. Think about it. You could be excited about this, but it could also – see, BT and I were talking about this earlier. The worst play scenario is still – or the worst case scenario is still in play for the Yankees, as is the best case. They could still win the World Series. They could lock Soto up for 10 years, 12 years. But they could also not win the World Series this year and lose him in free agency to, I don't know, the team across town with King Cohen. And then the Yankees are back to the 82-win team that they had a year ago. So
Anthony, before you answer all that, there's also a third or fourth option, but I'll just give you one for timeliness here. There's also an option, Sal, where they lose, and I don't want this to happen, but a tightly contested, 6-7 game American League Championship Series. Soto loves New York. They don't win the World Series, and he still stays.
Right.
Go ahead, Ant.
Look,
this is going to be a while. This guy's already under my skin.
Look, here's the thing. What you just said, Sal, and believe me, I'm the first one to say I really, really hope what you just said happens. I'm a Met fan. I hope Soto ends up not staying with the Yankees and coming to Queens. But my point is, there isn't a Yankee fan on the planet right now who's even worrying about rental, this, that. It's exciting time for Yankee fans. I'm envious right now, but it's this. Let me just say this. I'm very excited to see what some other people have to say to you today. If your goal is to get Yankee fans to not be happy.
My goal is to be realistic about it, and thank you for the call, Anthony. The reality is Juan Soto is in his walk year. I mean, that's the reality. Who's going to ignore that? So Yankee fans are above it all, that they can't worry about it. The Mets can worry about it with Lindor. They can worry about it with Alonso, but the Yankees can't worry about it because Juan Soto wants to be a Yankee forever? Bullcrap. This is the one guy that I really believe. I thought Judge was going to look for the most money. Turns out he wasn't, right? And the Yankee fans, you got to enjoy a historic season. You tell me Yankee fans weren't worried about Aaron Judge potentially leaving? They were annoyed at the Yankees, at Judge. Everybody was annoyed every which way because Judge wasn't locked up. And then they had to sweat it out. Arson Judge to the Giants. Like, they were sweating it out all the way to the very end until Judge took less money to come back to the Yankees. I'm guaranteeing you Juan Soto's not taking less money to come back to the Yankees. And I'm not saying he's definitely leaving. I would tend to think he is, based on reasons the Yankees haven't operated the way that they should, based on knowing who's going to be competing for Juan Soto. But whether he's leaving or not is irrelevant right now. It's that he's not locked up, and he could leave because he will test free agency, and then you have him for 1 year, and all this excitement about Judge and Soto together is for one measly season.
Well, I mean, I woke up today, right, and I opened my eyes, took a shower, went through the routine. As the feet hit the floor, now I didn't know exactly what we were going to talk about. Right. We had to still flush through the show. But since Soto spoke yesterday, we both surmised this would be it. And obviously it's taken off already. We completely disagree, and I think the calls will be great today. But as my feet hit the floor, I could have gone one of two directions. Oh, my God, what happens if Juan Soto leaves? Or let's go. We got Soto and Judge. And guess which one I chose?
Yeah, I know. You chose positivity. I chose reality. James is on Long Island. What's up, James?
What's going on, guys?
Hello, James.
BT, I have a challenge for you today.
Okay.
Do not let this happiness leech suck everything
There's
out.
There's no chance.
He is coming into this with this, and I'm sorry, this is going to hurt you a little bit, Sal, this Met mentality that we have to, oh, no, what happens if we lose them next year? This is exactly what is wrong with sports, as BT said. Can we just be happy? And I knew from the beginning, and Sal, I'm going to let you talk on this, I knew from the beginning that you were so into this, because you want him to go to the Mets. That's why you're so up in arms against this morning.
Against what? Tell me what I'm against. Because I don't even know.
Happiness.
I'm not against happiness.
You are exactly what you are.
You gave
so
up five.
The Yankees to have happiness.
No, that's not what. You see, you're hearing it different from what I'm saying. I'm saying the Yankees gave up 5 players for a rental, James, and thank you for the call, for a rental in Juan Soto. The reality is, instead of everybody going in, Judge and Soto, the reality is it might just be Judge long term. Of the two, one of them's locked up, the other one is not. It is going to be, he's in his walk year. Like, there's a very realistic possibility that this great tandem, maybe the greatest ever, Soto and Judge, maybe the greatest ever. Mantle, Maris, Ruth, imagine whatever. You go over.
Don't forget Gehrig.
All that stuff. Yeah, throw them on.
There you go.
This could be the greatest tandem ever for one season.
You're such an ass. I swear to God, you really are.
That's good enough for you.
You're such a. I was worried about losing Juan Soto today as you should be about losing Luke Voigt after the season or after he's in camp for 10 days and you cut him. It's just not in my mental sphere. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't be at some point. Let's do this, Sal. Go back to 2010, all right?
Okay.
So imagine if LeBron James, who spurned us over and over and and in 2010, he said, you know what? So instead of Amari coming, LeBron came. But LeBron James said, I'm not sure about ownership. And back then, there was a real dark cloud over the Garden, all right? And LeBron's like, I'm coming, but I'm coming for 1 year. As a Knicks fan, all right, would you, of course you're aware of the prospects of him leaving after the one season, but wouldn't you be beyond enthralled that he's gracing us with his presence? Now, it's different because Soto was dealt here. I understand, rather than LeBron saying, I'm coming for a year.
Same scenario.
But it's the same premise. All-time great. I'm not saying Soto's quite LeBron, but you know what I mean. All-time great, coming for a year with the realistic prospects of bouncing after a year. I understand that. I'm going to grant you that. What I'm saying is I'm latching on to the good. And the good is, hopefully, if he's healthy, knocking on wood, he posts every day. 158, 159 games. Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, back-to-back. Let's go.
Right. And I would just want it for more than 1 year.
Well, I do, but I can't control that now.
But that's the problem.
That's no problem.
Same thing with LeBron, if that were the hypothetical that you're painting.
But it's only a problem when it becomes a problem. It's not a problem right now.
If I told you... And this will wake him up. If I told you,
wake me up. I think go ahead.
You could have a relationship.
Ready to jump through the microphone today. Missed you yesterday. Even though CeeLo was great. Go ahead.
You could have a relationship, the best sex of your life, guaranteed, all the best things possible for 1 year.
Okay.
And then she's going to walk.
Okay, but then do I have to become a priest for the rest of my life? Or do I get bad sex?
You're back to
what am I getting
You're
here?
back to 82 win sex. Juan Soto's like 95, 100 win sex.
That's an interesting analogy. Let me process that one for a moment.
I want the long-term commitment. I want the marriage. I want to get married to Soto if I'm a Yankee fan. I don't want to date him for a year and know what could be or what could have been.
Mm-hmm. I'm chew on that one for a little bit. I'll get you an answer in a little bit.
Chris is in Flint, Michigan. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, BT, Sal, love you guys. Sal, I got you in my thoughts and prayers, buddy.
Thank you, Chris. I'm going to need it.
All right, here we go. So, I'm not really big into, dreams and all this stuff, but hear me out for a second, guys. I woke up this morning having the best dream ever, and I'm telling you, a lot of it had to do with what Soto was wearing on his T-shirt. He is looking for the money. And, BT, I'm going to tell you, enjoy this year of your Bronx Bash Brothers. You guys are going to hit a lot of homers.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, in my dream, I saw it.
Okay.
I saw Soto putting on the Mets jersey.
Woo!
And then you woke up and realized it's Luke Voigt instead. Go back to bed. Alonzo, come on.
Hey, I saw Pete right next to him. They're all paid. They're all happy. Then they're on this magazine cover. They're redoing the Giants yacht. You got Cohen in the background with Boris, a sledgehammer breaking the crown, and you got all the Mets taking a piece of the crown because the team is going to be the Kings of New York.
Oh, yeah. Now, that is some dream there, Chris.
We did spike it with a hallucinogen as well before he went to bed. I mean, the last time I saw the Mets, like a group of Mets on the cover of Sports Illustrated, the greatest infield of all time, they won nothing.
You had the best line, though. And then you woke up and realized you have Luke Voigt.
Yeah, I mean, let's not bury the lead here. While Sal was away, Luke Voigt came to the Mets.
What I will say is that dream that Clint had still is on the table to be reality in the offseason.
I understand that. I'm just not worried about it. And can I tell you something real fast? We have to break. Yes. You and I both had dreams. I swear to God. Yeah. We both had dreams last night about Pete Alonso.
Bizarre.
Hand to Bible.
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm like, don't even tell me what it was. Mine was next level nuts. So we'll tell. And I don't even know what yours was, but we'll tell you what it was later.
All
interesting.
Right.
They've had an epiphany.
Wild show.
Maybe.
All right. I can't wait to get to that. BT and Sal on the fan. More of your calls on the other side.